So I made a video talking about how I think 50%. My anecdotal statement of 50% of women are bi or whatever. Honestly, if we honestly break it down, it actually makes sense for women to be attracted to other women. Like, you see, a man's mind, and I mean a man that's in the right frame of mind, because there are some men that got anger issues and they just crash the fuck out. But a man that has a sound mind, most men's minds are not compatible with females' minds. A female's mind and a man's mind are completely different. It's like God, or if God does exist, God made men and women incompatible. We're not really compatible if you really look at it. We're not compatible, right? We're just not. Uh, we should be, but we're not. You know, our minds are just different. Women go through all that period shit and all of that. I don't understand that. But the thing is with me, even though I can't fully understand something to the fullest extent, I can still try to understand something from an outsider perspective. So even though I don't understand 100% what it feels like to go on a period and all of that, I try my best to understand it from an outsider perspective. And I can understand various women issues from an outsider perspective, like being sexually harassed and all of that. Um, period stuff. The expectation to always be beautiful and all of that shit. I can understand that from an outside perspective, even though I don't fully understand it fully from their perspective. You know. But yeah, man, it's just, most women are not gonna understand you as a man. They're just not. And to be fair, there's things about them that you don't understand. There's things about women that you can't fully grasp. But like I said, with me, I can somewhat grasp it from an outsider perspective. But yeah, man, it's just Men and women are just made differently. We're just made differently. We're not made the same. And to be fair, nobody is exactly made the same 100%, because we all have our different interests and likes and stuff like that. But it's like, the average girl is not going to understand what the fuck you talking about. They're just not. Especially if you're conscious. They're not going to understand you at all. Definitely if you're conscious. They're just not. It's just, at least two females can understand each other. At least two gay men can understand one another. Opposite sex relationships, it's going to be hard to understand one another. you know. But even though I can't understand something 100%, I still try my best to understand something to a certain degree. You know. But most women not gonna understand you, bro. So I don't know, man. Kind of sucks because You know, you want that female to understand you. You want that woman to know your ins and outs. You know, but most of them not gonna be able to understand you. You know, um, it sucks. And and the thing is, like, when it comes to like sexual things, women don't really desire sex as much as men do. They really don't. I'm not saying that they don't desire it, but it's not to the certain degree that a man does. Sex is important to women, but it's like it's not as important as for a man. It's not. That's why some women, they can go a long time without really wanting it like that, because that's just how they are. I don't, as a man, I don't want to go long periods of time without sex. That's not how I'm wired as a man. A man, we need consistent sex. Women, they may just want it here and there. Women are never as horny as you are. She'll be horny sometimes, but it's not to the same degree as you. If you date a woman and y'all together, you may get sex sometimes, but she's not gonna fuck you all the time. It's not the same, and that's what it gave all the fumbler. I mean, no, not fumbler, because I said gave all the doomer said, right? So it's just like we're not compatible. I love how women look. I love the femininity and all of that, but it's just their mindset does not match my mindset. Like, they just don't. Most women not gonna understand me at all. They're just not. Even if they can't fully understand me, they can't even understand me from a base level or from an outsider perspective. They're not gonna understand most things that I feel or say. They're just not gonna. They're not gonna be able to understand it. Right? They're not. Especially my sexual desires too. As y'all know, I have a fetish for girls' booty holes and stuff like that. I have a desire to smell girls' asses and eat girls' asses and stuff like that. Most girls not gonna be able to understand why. Why do you want to smell my ass? Most women not gonna be able to understand stuff like that, right? Why do you want to smell my armpits? Why do you want to smell that? They ain't gonna be able to understand stuff like that, right? That's sexual things, but even just mental things, most women not gonna get it. We're not compatible with most women, or especially me. I'm not either. I'm just not. Don't get me wrong, like, like I had when well, no, some girls do like their ass eaten, but smelling their ass, I'm like, what? Why do you want to do that? And don't get me wrong, some girls, like, you know, like I've had a girl let me do it, but she just let me do it. It's not like she really understood why I liked it. She just let me do it, But it's like, yeah, man, it's like men and women, like, we just have to swap bodies for just like a week or something. Just body swap, for just 1 week so we can fully understand one another. Because we do not understand each other at all. You know, it sucks. Like I said, I just wish I was asexual. I just wish that I did not desire women. I truly do. But you can't help what you can't help what you're attracted to. That's something that's out of your control. If you like women, you're gonna like women until the day you die. It's out of your control. You can know that most women not shit. You can know most women are irritated. You can know all the bad shit about women, but yet you're still going to desire them nonetheless. Even if you even if you know all of that shit about them, you're still going to want them. And vice versa with women, like in men or whatever. I wish that I was asexual. I just wish that I did not have any attraction to women whatsoever. Because being a man, especially in America, your desires are not gonna be met. It's gonna be rare for you to find a girl who's nice. Hey, how you doing? You know, she nice and she's respectful, and y'all hang out sometimes, and she gives you some pussy and you bust nuts. You know, it's gonna be hard to find something like that. A girl that's attractive to you, she smells good, good hygiene, she's nice, respectful. Hi, how you doing? Hey, very nice. And she, hey, you horny? I'll give you some pussy. Oh, it's hard to find women like that. It's hard to get that. That's like a fucking fairy tale or some shit. Let's say I'm just walking out and about. Let's say I approach a girl or she approaches me, one or the other, and we, let's say I approach her or something like that. But I don't really approach women no more. But let's say she approached me. Hey, how you doing? I just sorry to bother you, but I just happen to notice you, and you're a very handsome man, and da da da, and I'm curious to getting to know you a little better. She a little shy. Sorry to bother you. I don't mean to disturb you. Oh, no, it's fine. What's your number? I take it. I hit her up. She actually responds to the fucking text message. She don't just ghost you. She actually responds. And we set a date. We set a date. Have good conversation. She's smart. Nice. We talk for a while. She's respectful. She ain't bitching at you. She ain't nagging you. She ain't doing none of that. Nice, respectful. After enough time, when the time's right, she got no STD. She ain't fucking 5,000 men. She gives me her pussy, and I bust a big fat load. And she does that consistently, and she doesn't switch up. She acts the same way, even after it's been 2, 3, 4, 5 years. She still respects you, admires you, and gives you love, support, and sex. Right? That is fucking impossible these days, man. It's impossible. Some girl, like, for me personally, a lot of women, you have to jump like, if we're just talking about sex, you have to jump through a lot of hula hoops to get some pussy sometimes. I'm not, at the age I am now, I'm not doing it no more. That's what Javal said when he said with his ex-girlfriend. He had to jump through a lot of hurdles. I'm too grown for that shit. Either you gonna give me some pussy or not. I ain't jumping through hula hoops and fucking putting on a show and all of this to get, man, fuck all that. I ain't doing all that shit, man. That's the kind of shit I want. Easy shit. Not too easy where she's too fucking easy, but chick that's just nice, cool, attractive, and she's cool, man. Smart woman. Like, why is this? Nothing is never that simple in this world. You just can't get that. A man needs a woman. I know men say, "Oh, we don't need women." Yes, we do. A man needs a woman, dude. Real talk. I know us men, you know, we get in our pride and ego. Man, we don't need women. Fuck these bitches. That's just no. We need women, dude. We need women. If let's just say hypothetically, to all my niggas that's big as fuck like me, well, I ain't that big, but I'm kind of big, right? Uh, if if you could get a good woman by just getting, because people say, oh, just work out, man, just go to the gym, man. If it was possible to get a good woman that I just described by just being in shape, there would be barely any fat men out here. You gonna take your big ass to that gym because that's what you want. They're gonna motivate you to get in shape. If you can get a good woman by getting a trade or some shit like that, a lot of men would do that. Me personally, I don't know if I would do that personally, because I ain't gonna do something that I don't want to do just to get women, as far as getting a career. But there'll be a lot of men that would do it just to get women. Women can motivate a man, but the thing is, you can be in shape, have a good job, whatever like that, and still get trash women. So it's not a guarantee that you're gonna get a good woman, even if you do that shit. It sucks, man. It really does suck. Because I've been thinking about women a lot lately. It's like, damn, man, I just want a woman, dude. Like, I'm not thirsty. I'm not out here, you know, in girls' DMs and all of that shit, thirsting or nothing like that. I ain't thirsting. I ain't, you know, if I talk to a girl, I'm not like, you know, I talk to girls regularly. You know, I don't be like tripping the fuck out. I'm just a regular nigga. I don't be tripping the fuck out over women like that. But it's like, damn, you just get lonely sometimes when you don't have intimacy. You don't have someone that wants to talk to you, hang out with you, and give you some pussy, dude. Like, that shit takes a toll on a man. That takes a toll. That takes a toll on a man. You know? Why do you think Savvy got 40 years old still talking about that women shit? Because it takes a toll on a man, dude. Damn, women don't have to really go through, like, even though there are a lot of bad men out here, there's still a decent amount of good men that would treat a girl right. Don't get me wrong, there are a lot of bad men, but there are a decent amount. I would say personally, the ratio. Okay, so let's say the percentage of good women out there, I'll say 10% of good women that would treat a man right, stuff like that. Men, I would say with men, it has to be at least 30% that would treat a woman right. So it's still low, but it's still a little bit more of a chance for a woman to get a good man versus a man getting a good woman. It's still a little bit higher. You know, I know for me, if I find a good woman, she gonna treat it right. It's like I just can't really get the woman that I want. I just can't. No matter who I date, it never ends up being a kind of woman that I really should be getting. It's never. It's like I said. It's either a girl who's a hoe, she's fucking multiple niggas back to back, or it's a girl that has like mental problems, which is not their fault. I'm not judging them for that. That's not their fault. I'm not blaming or judging nobody for having mental problems. Because I have some mental problems, but it's very mild. It's very minor. It's not. So it's never just a regular girl who's cool. Maybe she doesn't like life. Because let's be real. A girl that's conscious isn't gonna love life. A lot of people these days hate life. So a girl who's like, yeah, I love life, yeah, I love paying bills. I mean, I ain't saying she got to be acting like that, because that's some bullshit, right? I ain't saying that she has to just be super happy and shit like that, but I don't want no girl that's too fucking mentally fucked up in the head or some shit like that. I don't want that, you know. Um, I mean, I never dated a girl who was like super fucked up in the head, but enough to where it was like, damn, this is really a problem, you know. But that's not their fault, though. I ain't judging no one for that. But I don't know, man. It just sucks, man. I just can't get, you know. That's why at this point I don't like. It's like I don't shoot my shot at women no more. I really don't. I do not shoot my shot at women no more. I don't. When's the last time I actually shot my shot at a woman? Like actually, that must have been at least a couple years ago, honestly. Like 2022. That like the last time I actually approached a girl. Hey, what's your number? It was actually a girl that was in a gas station, and I said, yo, what's your number? But like, I ain't even do it right. I ain't even try to like warm her up and stuff like that, and then ask for the number. Like I just say, hey, what's your number? Which that was stupid, but that's the last girl I ever asked for a number. That was like in 2022. The last woman that I said, hey, what's your number? Years ago. I don't even approach her no more. Sucks, man. It just takes a toll on a man, dude. Being in a house or wherever you're at, you have no girl to talk to. No, and the thing is, I'm not an incel. I'm not a dude that can't get no woman at all. But I don't want a low quality woman. Most women are low quality. I don't want to. I want a high quality, either slightly like at the lowest a 6 out of 10, but preferably 7 and above. Black woman that's just cool, respectful, and nice, and she can give me some sex, dude. Because I've been sexually frustrated, dude. No vagina, no nothing bouncing on my dick, nothing. Not able to express my sexual desires on a woman. I just been in a drought. You know, can't sniff no girl's asses, none of that shit. It's just what the fuck's going on, dude. So shit takes a toll on you not being able to sniff a girl's ass crack, man. Takes a toll on a man, bro. Damn. But that's all I gotta say. I'm out.